How I Became a Ghost, Chapter 23, Naomi and the Bone Pickers. I knew Naomi needed me now more than ever. I slipped through the walls of the trunk. I was learning to disappear and when to be seen. I let my body give off a soft glow, slowly coming to life before her eyes. Do everything they say, and you will be safe, I whispered. Joseph will be nearby to warn us when the soldiers come. They'll never find you here. Why do they want a bloody animal? Naomi asked. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We didn't have to wait long. After a few minutes, Panther Joseph caught a fat raccoon. He dragged the dead raccoon across the ground, then crouched and leapt into the wagon, dropping the raccoon before the bone pickers. I lifted my arms and floated through the top of the trunk. I wanted to see what the woman would do with the bloody dead raccoon. Panther Joseph had done what she asked. The raccoon was slashed and cut from head to tail. Panther teeth cuts, I thought. A thick trail of blood stretched across the floor of the wagon. The woman took the raccoon by the neck and flung it in the circle overhead. Blood flew everywhere on the walls, the trunk, and all over the women. She lifted the lid of the trunk and held the raccoon over the pile of bones. As I watched, the woman squeezed the raccoon tight and wrung it out, like she was squeezing water from a wet towel. Blood drips on the bones. Oh, Naomi shouted. I returned the trunk and hovered over Naomi. I'm here, Naomi, I said. Help me, Naomi whispered. Blood dripped through the cracks in the floor and fell like raindrops on Naomi's face. No, she cried. Shh, the woman said. We have to do this. Once the soldiers look at the trunk, they'll leave us alone. She's right, Naomi, I whispered. Nothing scares Nahalos like bloody bones. I think I'd rather be a ghost, said Naomi. Don't think like that. What about your mother and your father? One ghost daughter is enough. You're right, she said. Okay, just get me out of here as soon as you can. I'll do my best, but I have to leave you now. Luke and Joseph waited for me by the river. The snow felt thick, and they were shivering cold. Bits of blood and raccoon fur dotted Joseph's face and hair. You should wash up before anyone sees you, I told him. Oh, sorry, said Joseph. He grabbed a handful of snow and washed himself clean. How long will Naomi stay with the bone pickers? He asked. Till it's safe, Luke answered. Remember, they are looking for a girl with short hair cut like a boy's. The women have to plan to hide Naomi in plain sight. They are weaving a long hairpiece for her to wear. It might work, Joseph said. For now, Isaac and I will wait here. I'll let you know if when anything happens, Joseph said. I'll do the same, Luke promised. I need to get back to the family. Chipisa Lakchikpi, don't go yet, a deep voice said. Luke stopped in his tracks. He stood speechless, his eyes filled with wonder. A thick white cloud covered us, and when it lifted, the old man stood among us. I am the only ghost Luke has ever seen, I thought. He's entering my world now and the living place of ghosts. We want to tell you three young men how proud we are of what you have done today, old man said. He nodded and lifted his arms. In the dark of the woods, the air trembled with light. One of them appeared. At least 100 Choctaw ghosts encircled us. They were the walking ones who never left us. In times of trouble, they were there. We knew this, but sometimes we must be reminded. Our deeds touch not only the living. We did more than save Naomi today. We made our people proud. That is the highest honor a Choctaw can ever earn, to make his ancestors proud. They spoke in a single voice, with a single word. They honored us. Yakoki, they said. Thank you. As suddenly as they appeared, the ghosts were gone. Luke said not a word. He looked at Joseph and me, and then turned quickly and started home. When he thought we weren't looking, he broke into a run. I'll get used to it, Joseph said. He'd better, I said, now that his little brother is a ghost. Sometime after midnight, the wind grew angry, and sleet replaced the friendly snow. Watching the ice fall, I was glad to be a ghost. I couldn't feel a thing. Joseph wrapped himself tight in the blanket, but I knew he was freezing. We couldn't risk a fire. The snow has covered our footprints, I said, and the ice will slow them down in the morning. Yes, I am glad for that, Joseph said through the chattering teeth. Let's hope for more ice. As if in reply, a branch heavy with ice cracked and landed at our feet. Careful what you wish for, I reminded him.